All right, bear with us. Let's check the feed. Mine's always pops up a little slower. All right, we live. Hey, Shalom out there.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. All right, cool. The sound and audio is good. All right, hey, Shalom. We are the brothers of Great Millstone, Charlotte, back at you with another live lesson. All right, through the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. And before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Right? Shalom. So we're back at you with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit. You know, normally we would be out there on the highways and hedges today, but you know, you got that demon Beyonce in the city today. So, you know, it wouldn't even make sense trying to go down to the city with all the traffic, right? You had niggas camping out since like 10 o'clock this morning for this concert, man. So, you know, as the scriptures tell us, you know, folly is set in great dignity, you know. So while people are distracted and caught up in the bullshit as usual, you know, these prophecies are coming to pass. We're living prophecy, which we want to get into this lesson here. This is news and prophecy. The earth shall rise up against them. Global alliances. We're going to get into that. I got two videos here I wanted to dive into and just connect with the prophecies, man. Because like I said, we are literally living prophecy out in these times, man. And we're gonna put the precepts together, the pieces of the puzzle, and make it all connect, because the scriptures do tell us to make this thing plain upon tables, so that he may run that readeth it. You see what I'm saying? So if you brothers want to speak on anything, feel free, or we can jump right into it.
Okay, go ahead.
Whoever want to read.
I can read.
Okay.
You got going to walk.
Okay. It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, and it's so much happening right now, man. All right, the angels of Yahweh Shem Shai are revealing themselves more and more. You know, Esau has admitted that due to the powers of the angels and their capabilities, there's nothing they could do about it. You know, they can't. This is a threat that they can't, you know, basically handle. So it's so much going on. The strategic positioning of the troops and the war, this final war, World War III. You know, the nations being angry. You know, the world standing up against these Western policies. You know, Esau's hegemony crashing down. Is just so much that's happening. You know, but through the measuring of these times, right? This is how we know that Yahweh Shem Shai is beginning to visit the world which he made. All right, through the declaration of these signs. You know, go ahead, Ak.
That's right.
Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right. So we understand these things. It said, "Thou shalt well understand." All right. The Lord gave us He gave us the clues. He gave us the tokens, the signs. These things determine what the second coming of Yahweh, man. Okay, the end of Esau's world. Thou shalt well understand. Then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee. All right, even from the beginning. I got to add a precept on there real fast. Let's hit that one in Isaiah. Right, it's Isaiah 46. Bear with me. Let's pull this up. And I'll read it. This is Isaiah 46 and verse 9, and it reads, it says, remember the former things of old, for I am power, Yahweh Shem Shai, and there is none else. I am the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shai, and there is none like me. The point, verse 10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning. All right. So what we're declaring unto the world was already established from the beginning of time, that what? This last captivity, Babylon the Great, was going to fall with a violent destruction. It was going to go out by fire. Right? The end of this age was going to end with fire. Okay. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So the Lord is going to fulfill, okay, what is written, man. You know, he's a power that shall not lie. All right. He's bound by his word. So these prophecies, as we're going to get into here, are literally manifesting right before our eyes. All right. This thing is going to happen in our generation, Jake. Okay. So we can go back and finish it out. You brothers jump in if you got something to say, you know.
If I may, you made a point, right, of how Jake is in that spirit of, you know, trying to push off the prophecies because they don't want it to happen in their lifetime, right?
Right.
But the scriptures confirm that this will happen in your lifetime.
That's right.
Let me get that right quick.
That's right.
Let's see here. Shalakia.
You good. You know, and that's what the Watchmen would be doing. Okay, we would be singing because I did a lesson going into the you know, it's the what was the chick's name? Nina. I forgot her name. Nina something.
Nina Simone.
Right. Nina Simone. She made the quote in the lesson that I did, and you did it as well, about it's an artist's duty to declare the times, you know. And we being those spiritual artists, the true musicians, all right, with this new song is how we're declaring, you know, the current times that we're living in, because the destruction of Babylon, America, is part of the song that we're singing, right? That's what's being heard throughout the earth, pursuing to Isaiah 34, verse 1, you know?
God.
You got it out?
Yeah, I got that precept. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12. Let me see. I'm gonna jump straight to the point.
I'll pull it up.
Ezekiel 12 and 25. It says, for I am the Lord Yahweh. I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. Okay, and what is the word of the Lord speaking of? Right? Wars, evils, pestilence, famine, death, destruction. Right? It says, it shall be no more prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh power.
That's right.
And that's what we see Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai exercising, man. Right? He's playing out his word in real time, man.
That's right. You might as well finish it off.
Con. Verse 26. Again, the word of the Lord Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of the times that are far off. You know, and that's the mindset of 2/3 of our people, right? That's not going to happen in my lifetime. That's going to happen in my kids' lifetime, my kids' lifetime, right? Verse 28. Verse 28, therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord power. Okay. So as we know, the scriptures is faithful and true. We have the understanding, as Zaquan was mentioning, of the tokens to measure the times and see that according to biblical prophecy, what was forewarned to happen at the end times, we're clearly in those days, man.
That's right, brother.
That's right.
That's right. Let's finish that out. Second Ezra 9.
That's the book of Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 6. Even so, the times also
Start up at 4 again. Start up at 4.
Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Even from the beginning. Go ahead.
For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Clearly, the end is clearly manifest, man. You can't ignore it. All right. You can't turn a blind eye to it no more. All right. You gotta deal with this thing, man. This thing is happening, Jake. Right? Those that want to keep your head in the sand, so to speak, all right, you're gonna die, man. Okay, you're gonna partake in the greatest destruction of mankind. You know, if you don't repent and get right with the power, right. You know, go ahead, out.
Verse 6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from the beginning.
Right, which is the elect. Lord willing, we are part of the first fruits that are going to be delivered out of Babylon, man, in the time of this great and terrible destruction. So let's get into the lesson here. All right. Once again, the title, News and Prophecy, the earth shall rise up against him, global alliances, which is all part of the effects and signs that we were just reading here. So let's get into it and grab some precepts, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, you know. All right. So this is some of the latest news. Okay. It says thousands of U.S. sailors, Marines reach Red Sea after Iran tensions. All right, so let's play a little bit of this and grab some news.
More than 3,000 United States military personnel have arrived in the Red Sea aboard 2 warships. What's happening in this region? We're bringing you all of that. As Iran advances its nuclear program and backs proxy forces throughout West Asia, the potential for violent conflict now persists much more than earlier. Here's a look at the recent developments. We start right off. The move signals a beefed up response from Washington after tanker seizures by Iran. The deployment adds to a growing U.S. military buildup in tense Gulf waterways, vital to the global oil trade. Now, hitting out, Tehran accused Washington of inflaming regional instability. The U.S. military says that Iran has either seized or attempted to take control of nearly 20 internationally flagged ships in the region over the past 2 years itself. The U.S. sailors and Marines entered the Red Sea after transiting through the Suez Canal. They arrived on board the USS Bataan and USS Carter Hall warships. USS Bataan, for one, is an amphibious assault ship which can carry fixed wing and rotary aircraft as well as landing craft. The USS Carter Hall, on the other hand, is a dock landing ship. It transports Marines, their gear, and lands them ashore. Now, the latest deployment comes after Washington said that its forces blocked 2 attempts by Iran to seize commercial tankers in international waters of Oman on the 5th of July. Now, this is the region that we're talking about. The maritime services in Iran said one of the 2...
And real quick, pay attention, right? Pay attention to this region here where all of this tension is escalating, all right? Because it's prophecy, which we're going to get in a second.
The maritime services in Iran said one of the 2 tankers, the Bahamian-flagged Richmond Voyager, had collided with an Iranian vessel, seriously injuring 5 crew members. Now, in April and early May, Iran seized 2 oil tankers within a week in regional waters, and that is, of course, what is happening now is a result of what Iran carried out a few months back. Those incidents came after Israel and the United States blamed Iran in November for what they said was a drone strike against a tanker operated by an Israeli-owned firm off the coast of Oman. Now, the US announced last month that F-35 and F-16 warplanes would deter Iran from seizing ships in the Gulf. Now, when we talk about F-35s, that's one of the most advanced fighter jets that the US has. So things are brewing very strongly in the region. US and Iran not on the same page at all.
Woo! Things are brewing very strongly in this region, right, between the US and Iran. And the conflict is taking place here amongst the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf. Okay? Right. So let's pull that map back up and we'll get the scripts here. Right. So this very region. Now, before we get the scripts, just to add on to this video that was played here. All right. So this came out a couple of hours ago. It says, why is the United States sending 3,000 Navy Marine Force to the Persian Gulf? It says the Pentagon has not yet specified the Marines' role in deterring Iran from interfering with commercial shipping and threatening neighboring Arab states. Right. Let's jump down. Okay, so it says Washington, a contingent of more than 3,000 U.S. Navy personnel and Marines sailed into the Suez Canal on Sunday as the Biden administration weighs options to deter Iran from seizing commercial tanker ships in the Persian Gulf region. Right? The point. What that means, right? Here's the point. It says what that means. It says the Pentagon has remained mum on specifically how it intends to employ the Marines, but their arrival is part of a wider buildup of U.S. forces in the region, which defense officials described as a response to Iran's renewed attempts to seize commercial tankers. All right, so it's a very strong conflict, as it was said in the video, of what's happening in this region, right? So read this for me. So let's read Joel chapter 2, verse 20. Who I want to read?
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army.
The northern army, all right, which is pretty much represents America, all right? You have the five branches of the military. Well, really, they have 6 now, which included the Space Force, right? But you have the 5 branches of America's military, the Northern Army, right? As we read here, you know, you got the navies and the Marines, okay? These different soldiers that are being deployed, you know. Go ahead, Ak.
And will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea.
Right, now it said, and would drive him into a land barren and desolate. So that would be like a desert, and that region would be pretty much Saudi Arabia, right? Which I have a map pulled up here, but let's finish it out.
Khan, with his face toward the east sea.
Yep, the East Sea, which would pretty much be the the Persian Gulf. Okay, go ahead.
And his hinder part toward the utmost sea.
Right, which is the Red Sea or the Suez Canal, all right, which all the conflict is going on in that region, right? Go ahead.
And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things.
Right, so the world's militaries are getting ready to be destroyed in that region. Now let's pull this up, okay? So, hey, can you read that for me again in your sword? Because I want to put this map in the screen.
Khan, I got you.
Khan. All right, so read that Joel 2 and was it 20 again?
Khan. Joel chapter 2 and verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army.
Which is what? America, America's military, right? Go ahead.
And will drive him into a land barren and desolate. Right,
Saudi Arabia, as you see on the screen here, right? Go ahead.
With his face toward the east sea.
Toward the east sea. What's east of Saudi Arabia? The Persian Gulf, right? As you see here. Go ahead.
And his hind part toward the utmost sea.
And his hind part, meaning basically your hind part is like your back, you're behind, all right? So it said his hinder part toward the utmost sea, which is what? The Red Sea. Okay, the Suez Canal here, right? So all of this tension is going on right here in this region. It's happening. This is prophecy. Read on.
And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things.
Right, the stink shall come up, going to what? To the dead bodies, man. Okay, it's going to be war in this region. The tension is building up hot here. As we saw in the video, heavy tension between America and Iran, okay, in this region amongst the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf, right? As we're looking on the map here. Now, real quick, go to Isaiah, because it talked about the stink. Go to Isaiah 34 and straight to the point. Isaiah 34. Matter of fact, just read 1 to 5.
Come on. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, and verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein.
That's right.
The world and all things that come forth of it.
Right. So the whole planet Earth is hearing the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua by the mouth of the prophets. Go ahead.
Verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
His fury is upon all their armies, man. This is the time where the Lord is going to judge all the world's militaries, man, in this particular region. Okay? Go ahead.
He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
That's right. Go ahead.
Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
See, their stink shall come up, as we read in Joel 2 and 20. All right. The stink was going to come up, the dead bodies. It was going to be great destruction. These world militaries are going to be destroyed, man. You know? Go ahead.
He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Right. Mountains represent major governments, right? And it said that the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Okay. So the Lord is going to destroy these world militaries. Be a World War III nuclear war, man. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off of the vine, from the vine.
Right. So we could stop there because that's dealing with the the nuclear fallout, the mushroom cloud, the missiles coming down, hitting the earth. Right. But the point is that this region here is very significant, if you will, as we were hearing in the video. The tension between the U.S. and Iran amongst the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea. All right. Fulfilling what's going on here in Joel chapter 2, verse 20. OK, yep. The buildup, the Lord is strategically, allowing these things to happen to fulfill prophecy. Right now, real quick from there, let's go to Jeremiah. OK, let's go to Jeremiah 49 and 20. Read that for me out.
If you got it.
I got it. Okay. This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom.
That he hath taken against Edom and his purposes. Go ahead.
And his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flocks shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
Right. So the least of the flock, man. So these 48ers, all right, are going to draw America into World War III, because what's happening right now, man, America is pretty much facing off with Iran because of the let's go back to the article. So it said let's just read it again. It says a contingent of more than 3,000 U.S. Navy personnel and Marines sailed to the Suez Canal on Sunday, which is the Red Sea. It says, as the Biden administration weighs options to deter Iran from seizing commercial tanker ships in the Persian Gulf region, right? That's what's happening. The Suez Canal, which is here, the Red Sea. Salaki, let me make this a little bigger. All right. Suez Canal and the Persian Gulf. And then in the region here, as we read in Joel 2 and 20, what did it say? That the land would be barren like a desert. That's the region of Saudi Arabia. And it's all happening here. Because who's right next door? Iran. The buildup. So America is going to get involved All right. This is going to initiate and forward World War III because America is allies with Israel, just as Iran is allies with Russia. All right. So Russia is going to get involved. So the least of the flock should draw them out. Okay. Everything is being drawn into what? World War III, nuclear war. You see?
Okay.
So moving on.
Quick precept if I can.
You got it, brother. Bring it out.
It's Isaiah 14 and verse 24. It reads, "The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, Surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. As I have purposed, so shall it stand. That like the Assyrian, going into Babylon, in my land and upon the mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. This is the purpose that is proposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all nations. For the Lord of hosts hath purposed, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?" So the Lord is, maneuvering, all these nations, the elders going into, to the valley of Yehoshaphat, man. Right? That he's brought all these nations to ultimately culminate in World War III. And that World War III is going to end in Yahushua coming and destroying all these nations' armies, man. Right? So that's what we're seeing. The purpose of everything, the geopolitics, the tensions that are going on throughout the earth, it's all the will of Yahushua.
That's right, brother. That's right. Let's finish this Jeremiah 49. Read down to 22.
Guns, Jeremiah 49 verse 22. That's like
21. Read 21.
21.
Yep.
Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
Yeah, because Israel is going to get smoked in this war too. Israel is going to be the land of Israel is going to be cleansed too. Go ahead, Oxlakia.
Okay. Verse 21. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall, at the cry of the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea.
See? Go ahead.
Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and spread his wings over Basra. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs.
Right. So this message is being declared, right? The counsel of the Lord against Edom. All right, against the Edomite Esau, man, against his power.
That's right.
He's about to be destroyed. Hey, something's going on with the mic.
I can hear you, Zaquan.
Okay, I don't know why I got all this static. Hold on. All right. Yeah, it was a lot of static just now. All right. So anyway, let's move on. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 3 and read on down up.
This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Right. So this is all being done, that gathering in the valley of Yehoshaphat. All right. He's gathering the nations, all right, for what they did to Israel. All right. This is the vengeance of the Lord's temple, as the scriptures tell us. All right. So this particular region here, what they call the so-called Middle East, this is where all the action is happening, man. All right. And we're living out the prophecies right now. Go ahead, Akia.
Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
Jump down to 9.
Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye also, Salakia, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Let them come up. So, as we were reading in the article, U.S. sending 3,000 Navy Marine forces down to the Persian Gulf, down to the Suez Canal, right? The buildup is very strong. There's a very heavy tension going on between the U.S. and Iran in the region, okay? Which is going to cause all these other nations to get involved, right? Go ahead, Ak.
Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh.
All right, and what's heavy about that as we move to World War III, the angels are revealing themselves more. You see, the angels are coming down. The angels, as some of the videos that I posted, how they shut down nuclear facilities and systems. They appeared over some of these heathen military bases. Yahweh Shemal Shah, the angels are basically fucking with the heathen.
God.
Yep. So the angels are revealing themselves on a high level right now.
Just to add to your point, Zaquan, like you had said at the top of the lesson, right? These military top leaders that get on these panels, they talk about, the fact that this is happening, right? There's this extraterrestrial force out there that they can't control, that they can't combat,
right?
And it's known. These are the chariots of the Lord.
That's right. That's right, brother.
It's not even deniable at this point. They're telling you outright, like, look, this is real.
Mm-hmm. And they can't stop it.
That's right.
God. If I could get
read
real quick.
Oh, you got it, bro.
God, because what you were just going into, what the chariots and the angels are doing, in military terms would be called a show of force, right? And when you go into that definition, it says a military operation intended to warn or to intimidate an opponent by showcasing a capability or a will to act if one is provoked. So that's what we're seeing right now through what the angels are doing, man. They're showing their power, right? Which is just a small fraction of what they can actually do, but they're doing it in order to put fear, in these devil.
That's heavy, man. Hey, cause thy mighty ones to come down, man. That's the angels, the powers, bro.
They ain't even come down that hard yet.
Right. Read the 13.
Joel, chapter 3 and 12, Khan. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
It's about to go down, man. All right. He said, come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right. So it's getting ready to go down in this region.
Yep.
Okay, the region of Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, Israel, right? Syria. Okay, this is the region that's hot. This is where the world's military troops are being activated, man. They're being gathered, assembled, if you will, right?
That's right.
So let's jump into this, man, because the world is rising up against this devil. The earth is rising up against them. These global alliances are being made to eventually bring down Esau. Okay, as we read the chapter, this is the counsel and the purposes that the Lord has sanctioned against Edom. So let's get into this and grab some scriptures.
I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Africa just shocked the world, and it has massive.
Salakia.
I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Africa just shocked the world, and it has massive implications for the United States and for Europe. Many of our Western leaders are freaking out right now. I kind of actually enjoy watching them. Victoria Nuland, who of course helped create the war in Ukraine, has gone from DEFCON 5 down to DEFCON 1 over Africa in the matter of weeks. It's an emergency, and she should be concerned because this stuff is about to hit the fan. The dominoes are starting to fall. And we'll get into the important details here in a second. But first, take a look at this map just published on Friday. These are all of the African nations that have now signed military agreements with Russia. And even a few of those in white are getting ready to partner with Russia.
Ooh, we'll play that back. But hold on, that's prophecy, right? Let's play that back. Salakia, get excited. All right.
Take a look at this map just published on Friday. These are all of the African nations that have now signed military agreements with Russia. And even a few of those in white are getting ready to partner with Russia as well. Damn, that's a lot of red. Now, we'll come back to that map in a moment. But
yeah, we'll come back to that map. Let's get the prophecy, man. Hey, somebody read this for me. Ezekiel 38. You know, that's damn near most. That was the majority of Africa. You know, you got that.
Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him.
Right. Now, this is dealing with the region of Russia, all right, the land of Gog and Magog, right? And it said prophesy against him, okay, because Russia is going to be destroyed too. You know, see, the Spirit of the Lord has these Russian Edomites going to war with these American Edomites, man. All right. And the scriptures say if Satan be divided against itself, his kingdom should not stand. So this all of this is playing out. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 3. And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal.
That's right.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth.
Right. So Russia has been turned into a powerful nation. Okay. And the Lord, like Elder Apostle Gabar said some time ago at the beginning of the year, the camp speaking, he said, you know, the Lord has a particular spirit on Putin, man. All right. The Lord is going to use Putin to execute his will.
That's right.
You know, go ahead.
And all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Right,
going into the force of Russia, his military, his soldiers, the technology that they possess. Right, Russia is a force that America is not going to be able to defeat. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet.
There you go. So you got Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, going back to what are all the alliances that Russia has made throughout Africa, throughout the continent of Africa, man. You see, this is prophecy here. Read on out.
Verse 6, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarma of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee.
Which is Turkey. You know, you got parts of Europe that's going to side with Russia. Turkey, as we read here, Togarma of the north quarters and all of his bands, and many people with thee. Right, those alliances, those deals, those pacts. You know, the assembly of the armies. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
There you go. It says, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee. Right, all these nations that are joining themselves with the allegiances with Russia. It says, all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and it says, be thou a guard unto them. All right, so Russia is going to be a guard unto all these nations that have joined themselves unto them. So going back, right, showing you that this is prophecy. Let's play it again, right?
are starting to fall. And we'll get into the important details here in a second. But first, take a look at this map just published on Friday. These are all of the African nations that have now signed military agreements with Russia. And even a few of those in white are getting ready to partner with Russia as well. Damn, that's a lot of red. Now, we'll come back to that map in a moment. But first, this weekend, we saw dramatic developments. Russian flags raised in the air throughout the continent. First to Niger, the country that started it all. Russian flags everywhere. And according to France 24 news service, the government of Niger has now signed a contract with the Russian Wagner Group for security. And they need it because the coup in Niger has entered the point of no return right now. The people rising up against France, against the United States' influence in that country. The Western powers that have controlled Niger for decades are now being pushed out. And this weekend, the military leaders now say that Niger will no longer be a European colony. And they've demanded that all French soldiers get out now, get out of here, or face the consequences. Why does the United States even have troops in this country in the first place? Well, that's a great question. So get out of here, France.
Right. So why does they have troops in these nations? Because that's Habakkuk. Let's go there.
1-5. Yep.
Yeah, you already know Habakkuk. See, the answers is right here in the scriptures.
Yep.
Okay, we got the answer, Sway. Right? You got it out.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
There you go. So he neither keepeth at home. He's everywhere. His army, his military is spread throughout the world, man. This is why he's in every nation's affairs. This is why he's policing the world. This is why he's over there involved in shit that he don't need to be involved in with. Right? You got it out.
Because like we had played the video, the first video, right? Here it is. They're trying to do a deal to get access, and they're trying to go through the seas, and they get stopped by the U.S. How is that possible?
Right.
Because this man can't keep at home.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right. I got one.
Okay.
This is Obadiah 1:1. Edom will be humbled. Obadiah 1:1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shema Shai, concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. So as we were listening to the video, right, these African nations, so-called, are rejecting French and American influence out of the land. And they're making alliances with Russia. All right. Let me I want to read that in the NLT. All right. Obadiah 1:1 NLT. It says, this is the vision of that the sovereign Lord Yahweh Shema Shai revealed to Obadiah concerning the land of Edom. We have heard a message from the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai that an ambassador was sent to the nations to say, get ready, everyone. Let's assemble our armies and attack Edom. See? So these nations are what? They're assembling their armies. As we went to the first video, the Iran and U.S. situation out there in the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea. And now we're hearing about what? These African nations, so-called, making these alliances and deals with Russia for protection, military aid. You know, they're assembling their armies to get ready to attack Esau. They're rejecting the French and Western influence. Okay? Let's go back.
Niger, the country that started it all. Russian flags everywhere. And according to France 24 news service, the government of Niger has now signed a contract with the Russian Wagner Group for security. And they need it because the coup in Niger has entered the point of no return right now. The people rising up against France, against the United States' influence in that country. The Western powers that have controlled Niger for decades are now being pushed out. And this weekend, the military leaders now say that Niger will no longer be a European colony. And they've demanded that all French soldiers get out now, get out of here, or face the consequences. Why does the United States even have troops in this country in the first place? Well, that's a great question. So get out of here, France, and get out of here, United States. You don't belong here. Over the past few days, the United States started dropping massive amounts of military cargo right near the Niger border with its warplanes. They are getting ready to attack Niger to try to stop it all.
Yeah, so there's a lot of strategic placement to get ready for war. This is what's going on right now, right? All over the earth, in this region in particular, you know.
That threat is not stopping the people of Niger. Tens of thousands of people marching in that country this weekend, celebrating their independence and shouting no to foreign military bases, no to poverty, no to the West stealing their uranium, their phosphate, and other minerals. Get out of here now. All of the ambassadors' offices to the Niger Republic Mission Service, the United States, France, Nigeria, and Togo have all been terminated. All of their offices are now officially shut down by the Niger government. The head of the military just made this announcement. So other African nations are now showing their support for Niger and starting to say the very same thing. Get out of our country. This weekend, the people in Senegal rising up against Western colonial governments controlling their country. The CIA, MI6, and other Western intelligence services are doing whatever they can right now, spinning their wheels, trying to hold on to power in these countries with their puppet governments. The people in West Africa are fiercely anti-American imperialism. So it wasn't a surprise then to see the country of Guinea announce they are supporting Niger as well.
La République de Guinée réaffirme par ce communiqué sa vision panafricaniste en apportant sa solidarité à la population nigérienne.
This is massive. Colonel Douglas McGregor says the people who've had their minerals stolen for years are saying...
See? Heavy, man. Heavy stuff. Let's add on to that. I'm going to read this. This is Job 20 and 27. And it reads, it says, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, right? And how is that being done? Through the internet, man. All right, the World Wide Web, the satellites, man. You know, everything is being revealed. The scriptures tell us that Esau shall be made bare. Everything is being revealed for how he moves, how he's dominated the world, how he's infiltrated nations, how he's, you know, acquired resources. You know, everything is being exposed about his iniquity, his sins, his transgression. It says the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. All right. As we're hearing in the videos here, these nations are now standing up. They're taking a stance against Western influence. All right. They're seeing that the Western mindset has nothing but destroyed and polluted their land, their culture. All right. So they're putting the foot down, so to speak, and they're kicking, you know, the Western policies out of their lands. Right. The earth is rising up against Esau. Okay, it says the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath, which is what? Nuclear war. Okay, verse 29, this is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh Shemawashai, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. So this is the cup. This is the portion of the cup that Esau, the wicked, is going to drink. This right. Has been appointed unto him by the Most High. His heritage is what? Is going to be laid waste. You see? You got something?
I got a quick one.
You got it.
This Nahum chapter 3, just laying back up what you were going into. 3 and starting verse 5, it reads, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And that's why you see, you know, these various African nations, you know, siding along with Russia and fleeing, you know, as we read on, you know, fleeing away from the ways of Babylon the Great, man. Right?
That's right.
It says, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. Right? And we understand Esau is that vile creature, man. Right? And Babylon the Great, and then those imposters over there in the Holy Land, right there, what's the word? They exemplify that vileness, man.
Right.
It says, and it shall come to pass that all that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Right. So everybody is pulling their chips out, you know, to separate from Babylon the Great, man. You know, and they're teaming up with the side that they think is going to be that winning side, man. Right. So that's why you see even the allies, so-called, that they have are ultimately going to turn their backs on Babylon the Great, man.
That's right. Right. It's beautiful, man, how the Lord is allowing this to happen, man. But see, we were fortunate enough to be able to have the understanding, all right, the understand the secrets, the mysteries, to see the prophecies, man. See, this is what the majority of the planet Earth cannot see. These things are being put in place strategically by Yahweh Shema Shai. We're watching it all come together to fulfill Armageddon, man, World War III.
That's right.
Okay, the end of Esau's rule and hegemony. Okay, I got one. Right, Job 18. Okay, it's Job 18, and I'm gonna start up a little bit. So this is Job 18:7, and it reads, it says, the steps of his strength shall be straightened. Okay, as the video was explaining how pretty much Esau is losing his grip amongst these foreign nations, man. They're rejecting his ideas and his foreign policies and his Western imperialism. Okay, his strength is being straightened. Now he's in a position of difficulty. The earth is rising up against him, right? It says, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare, which is a trap, man. Okay, these nations are making alliances and setting up the trap. Okay, as it told us in Obadiah, let me jump back real quick. Obadiah and Obadiah 1:7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. That's that snare. And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, right? These nations are setting Esau up for the trap, for the destruction. It says there is no understanding in him, right? Let's read that in the NLT before we jump back to that Job 18. So same verse, Obadiah 1:7 in the NLT, and it reads, it says, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. Right, as Esau is being chased out of all these foreign lands. It says they will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. Yep. You know, you ain't even know it. You know,
where they learn it from.
Exactly. You got it, brother. Whatever you got, go ahead.
Because these nations, they're not true allies, right? They don't share the same mindset, as Babylon the Great. They're what would be considered vassal states. So they're only agreeing to go along with these plans, to receive that protection, from this man, from this madman out here who was given that sword to go throughout the earth, and bring death, man. So they just do everything they can to get along and to maintain peace. But as you're reading, in the meantime, they're working these backdoor deals. They're doing all these plans and these coups, to ultimately throw this man down.
Mm-hmm. To overthrow him. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm gonna jump back. Back in Job 18 and where we left off, verse 8. Job 18:8 again, it says, for he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The gin shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him by the way. And see, Esau's being set up for economic destruction, right? And also a nuclear destruction. It says terrors shall be Salakia. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. He's about to be brought low. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. All right, as the nations continue to make these alliances and agreements with each other, right? How's that quote go in the world? The enemy of my friend. How's it go? Y'all brothers.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, that's heavy. Before I read on, that's Isaiah 33, right? Isaiah 33:1. The judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai, Isaiah 33:1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and that was not spoiled, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And that's what these nations are about to do to Edom. All right. I got to get that in the NLT just to see what it says. Right. Isaiah 33:1 in the NLT. And it reads, it says, what sorrow awaits you, Assyrians, who have destroyed others? In the modern day Assyrian is Esau. What sorrow awaits you, Assyrians, who have destroyed others, but has never been destroyed yourselves, right? Because Isaiah 47, verses 1-3, this place Babylon, is about to see a war. It should no longer be regarded as tender and delicate. It says, you betray others, but you have never been betrayed. When you are done destroying, you will be destroyed. When you are done betraying, you will be betrayed, man. Hey, like the Lord said in Psalms, the 7th chapter, all his evil doing shall fall back upon his own pate. Okay. All that shit is about to come back upon his own head. It's about to bite him in his ass. Right. Back in Job 18:12 or 13, Job 18:13, it says, it shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors, Yahweh Shai. And we see that too, that his confidence is being rooted out of his tabernacle. Your tabernacle is your house, right? So we see the confidence that America once had is dwindled away. That pride is being brought, his pomp is being brought down to the grave. This whole American pride is done for, man. That's why we're at the point now where they're about to implement a draft, because people don't want to join the military. Right. People see what this place is about. Everybody's turning their back on the whore, so to speak. Yeah. Verse 15. It shall dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his. And how did he gain this land in this world? Through rape, robbery, and murder, pillaging, right? Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation, the missiles. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above his branch shall be cut off. Your branch is also tied to your lineage, right? Yahweh Shema Shah is going to cut Esau off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth. You see, it tells you that the triumphing of the wicked is short. Okay, his remembrance shall perish from the earth. He shall have no name in the street. Okay, was this the man that shaketh the kingdoms? Right. It says he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. Okay, tying it back to what once again the nations rejecting the Western policies, democracy. Okay, all of that madness that's being pushed, man. The sodomy, the transformism, all of this bullshit, man. Feminism. These nations are rejecting that shit, man. He's being chased out of the world. You got it, Doc. What you saying?
No, I was just agreeing with your point.
Con. It says, verse 19, he shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings, because he's going to be cut off. They come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were frightened. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not Yahweh Shema Shai. So we're seeing these things play out in real time, man. All right, as we read in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, the end is manifest. Yeah, brothers, got anything you want to add in there?
Just real quick, this Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. It reads, for lo, I will raise up and cause to come against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. So we see Russia and all their allies, beginning to come together, man. Right? Yep. We see if it's whether it be the BRICS nations, whether it be India, China, all these places, they're all culminating together ultimately to shoot missiles upon this place. Yep. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows, going to the missiles, shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So that's what this whole thing is leading up to, man. all this war talks, these war drums, these maneuverings, throughout the world that's going on. This is all, going to lead to that ultimate nuclear fire, that's going to be shot upon this place.
Yep. You can see it. You can see it come together, man. Right? That's why you got to be able to have the vision.
Right.
You can see this thing literally coming together. The Lord is about to make his grand debut, man. The elect are about to be delivered. Esau and the nations are going to be destroyed. Okay?
That's right.
It's all full circle.
Gone.
You got anything else you want to bring up?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So yeah, that's pretty much the lesson there, man. All of this is the latest news of what's going on right now as we speak. All right, news and prophecy. Okay, the earth shall rise up against them. Global alliances are being made. Okay, these nations are setting forth the trap. So hey, expect something great to happen, man. This is the time we in, man. We were commanded to make it plain upon tables. All right, this thing is plain to see, man. All right, for the elect, but a stumbling block unto the wicked, as the scriptures tell us. So we'll leave it right there. The region, as we talked about the tension between the U.S. and Iran going on in the midst of the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf. All right, that particular region, which is all going to take off at, man. The nations are being sent over there, the tensions and all of that. So it's going down, Jake. All right. The spirit, the testimony of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, man. So we'll leave it there, man. You brothers got any last words?
Hey, be circumspect, man.
Right.
Pay attention to what's going on in geopolitics.
That's right.
Because we see the men of the Lord out here. We've been set up, to be able to explain these things through prophecy, man, through the scriptures, right?
That's right.
But it's also your duty to stay abreast of what's going on, man. So just pay attention, man.
That's right, man. It's going down, man. So Lord willing, man, this year has been coined with the year of prophecies. All these prophecies come to pass. You see what I'm saying? So hey, we almost out of here, man. So we pray that this lesson was edifying. All right, we're gonna close out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth. And double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. Let's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. All right, pray that you edified, man. We out of here. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Beautiful.